Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lindsay Sin, Secretary of the California Department of Veterans Affairs and a proud veteran of the United States Navy. I'm honored to welcome you here in Sacramento at our CalVet headquarters as we join Governor Newsom for signing Senate Bill 694. This is a proud moment for our state. SB 694 makes it clear California will not tolerate claim sharks that target and exploit our veterans and their families. So thank you, Governor Newsom, for signing this bill, and thank you for your steadfast and continued support of our veterans and their families. We're also joined today by the bill's author, Senator Bob Archuleta, and co-author, Assemblymember Pilar Schiavo. Thank you both for supporting our veterans as your roles of chairs of the Senate and Assembly Military and Veterans Affairs Committees. Thank you also to the support of Senator Sabrina Cervantes, to Attorney General Rob Bonta and his office for his co-sponsoring this bill and for his continued support as well. I'd also like to thank the coalition of veterans organizations that provide free accredited assistance to veterans every day. Thank you to the California Association of County Veteran Service Offices, the VFW Department of California, the American Legion Department of California, the California State Commanders Council and its many members, and many, many more. And finally, thanks to our dedicated team at CalVet who work hard every day hand in hand with veterans as they assist them and their families. SB 694 supports this work. This law requires federal accreditation to represent or advise a veteran in filing their benefits. It prohibits unauthorized fees, and it protects veterans' privacy and security. This law ensures that we can fight the misinformation and false promises that so many of these companies make and who prey upon our veterans. But this wasn't easy. This coalition of veterans, service officers, legislators, and advocates fought an uphill battle of misinformation about how veterans can file VA disability claims and where they can access these benefits they have earned through their military service. All of these services are offered for free and always should be. Unfortunately, many veterans don't know that they fall prey to unaccredited companies who are charging outrageous fees, something that's already prohibited by federal law. So today, we stand firm in protecting our veterans and their families and state clearly that every veteran has the right to access their benefits for free with a VA accredited organization or VA accredited attorney. Now I'd like to introduce our next speaker, representing the partnership between CalVet and our county representatives, President of the California Association of County Veteran Service Officers, David West.
Thank you very much, Secretary Sin. On behalf of the California Association of County Veteran Services Officers and the veterans and families we serve across all 58 counties, thank you for signing Senate Bill 694 into law. County Veteran Services Officers see the impact of predatory claims companies every single day. We see it not in our reports or headlines, but face to face, across the desk, when a veteran comes into us confused, stressed, and often harmed by a system that promised help, yet delivered exploitation. These companies aggressively target veterans at some of the most vulnerable moments of their lives, right after discharge, during medical crisis, when they're simply trying to understand the benefits that they've already earned. They bombard veterans with phone calls, pressure them into contracts they don't fully understand, charge excessive fees, and interfere with legitimate claims, often delaying or damaging access to care and compensation. One of those veterans was Christian Hamill. Christian was just 22 years old when he was discharged from the United States Marine Corps. Almost immediately, he began receiving nonstop phone calls, some as early as 5 o'clock in the morning, pressuring him to file a claim through a for-profit company. The stress of that experience ultimately led to Christian suffering a stroke at 22. This is the real human cost of predatory behavior, and it is something CVSOs across California have witnessed for far too often. Senate Bill 694 is about putting an end to that harm. This law draws a clear line. Veterans benefits are not a business opportunity. They are a promise made to those who served. Senate Bill 694 establishes meaningful protections, accountability, and enforcement to ensure that promise is not exploited. Just as importantly, Senate Bill 694 provides relief for veterans who are already trapped in these predatory arrangements. Any veteran currently under contract with an unaccredited predatory claims company will have those contracts voided as of January 1, 2027. That date represents freedom. Freedom from financial exploitation, freedom from intimidation, and freedom to seek help from accredited, ethical professionals who exist solely to serve the veterans' best interests. For CVSOs, that means we can finally say to veterans, you are protected, and the state of California is on your side. This bill passed because of collaboration between CVSOs, CalVet, legislative leaders, advocates, all who refused to accept that exploitation was simply the cost of doing business. It passed because people listened to veterans, believed them, and acted. Governor, by signing Senate Bill 694, you are sending a powerful message to every veteran in California. Your service matters, your health matters, and your state will protect you. Thank you for your leadership, and thank you for standing for California's veterans. It is now my pleasure to introduce David Kuda, State Commander of the Veterans of Foreign Wars.
Good afternoon. I represent over 90,000 members of the California Veterans of Foreign Wars and its auxiliary, but more so, I represent a community of veterans and their families, as well as the community who supports all of us. Now, I'd like to say that this has been a partnership effort here in what we gather today to celebrate. The governor here choosing to sign this bill that represents a protection that is much needed for veterans around the world and around California. We definitely have been preyed upon. I will tell you that since the Continental Army started in 1776, we've had people preying on veterans. But California sends an important message. I thank the legislators that put together their partnership to be able to overcome an issue, because one of the trademarks of veteran support in our state and throughout the country, as I found out, has been bipartisan support. And this represents a landmark, a very landmark decision in being able to afford protections to veterans, telling them that California will not stand by and let us be used, as is the case in several places. And as California goes, so does the rest of the country. The rest of the country will recognize this. They'll be talking about what California has been doing for their veterans. And as long as we have veterans out there that need protections, we have over 1.8 million veterans in California. And we all know that the struggles that they go through, this provides a major protection so that they can get the benefits that they earned. And as my comrade David West said, this is not a Benny as far as something given. This is earned. They honored the contract. We honored the contract when we did what we did to serve our country. And this is honoring that contract. And California represents a very strong message in that. So I once again say thank you from all of the veterans that I represent to the congressmen, to the senators and to the assembly members and the governor himself. Thank you so much. It means the world to our families. Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to introduce Attorney General Rob Bonta.
Thank you. Well, let me just say thank you, Commander Kuda, for the incredible words, and grateful for the opportunity to be here. Rob Bonta, California Attorney General, and proud to be here with all of this, these incredible folks, leaders, this amazing coalition to mark the signing of Senate Bill 694, which is a very important new law strengthening protections for veterans, strengthening protections for their families. I want to say thank you up front to our great Governor Gavin Newsom for his leadership, for his commitment to signing this bill, to Senator Bob Archuleta, Senator Sabrina Cervantes, and Assembly Member Pilar Chavo for authoring it and advancing it. It was a long road with many obstacles, and makes today even that much more satisfying and important in delivering such an important set of protections for our veterans. And but most of all, I want to be very clear that without the veterans here today who advocated for this progress, who fought for this progress, who committed to this change, none of this would be possible. And I'm very honored, very grateful, very privileged to stand with such incredible champions. I want to also take a moment to honor the memory of Roger Meyer in particular, an Army veteran and California VFW leader who helped advocate with our office for an earlier version of this legislation. We're grateful for his service. We're grateful for his voice on behalf of veterans. His legacy continues to move forward in this bill and in many other ways. SB 694 is about stopping the exploitation of veterans, stopping that exploitation when they seek the benefits, as mentioned, that they earned through service and through sacrifice. Veterans showed up for us in service to this country, and we must show up for them when it matters most. That's exactly what SB 694 is about. Across the country, so-called claim sharks target veterans seeking help with their benefit claims. Veterans who deserve qualified help, not financial traps, not exploitation. And the rule is simple. If you want to charge veterans for claims help, you must be accredited and you must follow the law. Simple, but powerful. California already leads in providing free, trustworthy help through county veteran services offices, accredited veterans organizations, and VA accredited representatives. This law strengthens that system and protects veterans from predatory actors trying to game it. My office will enforce this law and continue working with our partners to protect all of those who served. In California, we stand with veterans and we won't tolerate their exploitation. So with that, let me say thank you. And I want to pass it on to an incredible champion and partner in the legislature, Assemblymember Pilar Chavo.
Good afternoon. I am the chair of Assembly Military and Veteran Affairs Committee, but more importantly, I'm the daughter of a disabled veteran. And I am so, so proud to be standing here today, and I know my dad would be incredibly proud as well. Veterans earn their VA disability benefits through great sacrifice, and they deserve every single penny. But for too long, predatory claim sharks have targeted veterans, charging illegal fees for them to try and get access to the benefits that they have earned through their service. With the signing of SB 694, California is making it clear, our veterans are not your profit. I want to thank Senator Archuleta for his incredible leadership, Attorney General Bonta, not only for helping us get to today, but the hard work he's going to do going forward after this to enforce the law. And I want to also thank our Speaker Rivas, Pro Tem Limon, who were unwavering supporters, and our federal partners who also engaged in this fight. Ranking Member Mark Takano, Speaker Emerita Pelosi, highlighting the national importance of this law. And to the governor for his vision and leadership, holding up California's values and making sure that we are standing with veterans by signing this into law today. But especially I want to thank the veterans. The California Association of County Veteran Services Officers and the many veterans and veteran organizations who came to advocate. This was the hardest bill that I've had to work on since I've been in the legislature. And chairing military and veteran affairs, most of our bills are non-controversial. Most of them are bipartisan. And I know veterans have never had to work harder to be heard. And we know why that is, because there was so much money on the other side. This is a $73 billion a year industry. And what that means is that is $73 billion of taxpayer dollars that is going into the pockets of corporations instead of the pockets of veterans. California is saying that's not acceptable. It is already against federal law, but unfortunately, the penalty that was in federal law was taken out years ago, and these illegal businesses have been allowed to not only flourish, but thrive and become millionaires. So California took a different approach. We invested in county veteran service officers. We have, free veteran service officers who will help veterans navigate the VA system for free. Our Military and Veteran Affairs Committee continues to fight to support our veterans. And, you know, as I said, this is personal. My dad was a veteran of the Vietnam War. He passed away almost exactly a year ago. And he battled cancer 3 times because of his exposure to Agent Orange, where in Vietnam, he fixed the planes that sprayed Agent Orange, and he would sometimes be drenched in it. And he passed away because of his health complications due to that exposure of Agent Orange. My dad deserved every penny of his VA disability benefits. He could hardly breathe and had to take 2 naps a day at the end of his life just to get through a day. And to think that there are companies that will target disabled veterans and take up to $20,000 out of their pockets is unconscionable. I am so proud that California is now joining a national effort to better protect our veterans, and that we are standing up to do what's right, to show our veterans that we will have their backs. I want to thank everyone for being here today. I want to thank the scrappy, amazing crew of folks who fought so hard against what felt like every single lobbyist in town. And we had volunteers coming to help us because it was such a huge, huge fight. But it was really incredible to see people decide which side of the line they're going to be on. And California has decided to stay on the line that is with veterans. So thank you so much. Thank you to Governor Newsom. Thank you. And I would love to introduce my forever in arms buddy, Senator Barbour-Chiletta, who is not only a veteran himself, but a father of service members. And you could see the passion and how personal it was for him in this fight as well. Thank you, Senator Archuleta.
Thank you. Well, thank you. I'm Senator Bob Archuleta. I'm a combat veteran. I serve with the 82nd Airborne, and I'm the chair of the Military and Veterans Committee here in the state of California. So I do carry that banner, not only for my veterans, for your families. I'd like to thank for the state of California, who loves veterans so very, very much. And I'd like to go ahead and right now talk about a partner in arms. Pilar, I'm going to extend my arm. When I was presenting my bill on the Senate floor, she reached up to me just like this, and I'm going to give it right back to you. I can't begin to tell you how much I love what you believe in, your dad, your support for veterans, no doubt. And Governor, you are taking a stand today, and I'm going to extend my hand out to you as well, because you're stepping up. The overwhelming odds that we were up against were unbelievable. Nobody thought we were able to pass this bill, but Senate Bill 694 strengthens California's commitment to protecting veterans from exploitation and federal claims that no one should be able to file them if they're not accredited. You've heard that. Even more importantly, it reaffirms California's responsibility to ensure veterans are not misled, not mistreated, manipulated, taken advantage of, or even seeking benefits that they really didn't deserve in some cases, and had to come back and prove, and then they were at fault, and then who was guilty? They were. Why? Because they were misled by these individuals. So here in California, we're going to straighten this out. Senate Bill 694 is the way to do it. So the foundation of the bill is a key principle that military and veterans working together to uphold the law. And I think you heard from our Attorney General, this situation was against the law. Unaccredited individuals taking advantage of our veterans to the tune of $20,000 and $30,000 at a whack. It was, I'm telling you, we found this out. We had to come together. Look behind me, veterans who served this country. You have family and friends who serve this country. They deserve the best. And here in California, we intend to give you the best. Making millions of dollars in the back of our veterans is wrong. And it's time for us to allow the people who are doing the right job, our California Veteran Service Officers, the VFW, the American Legion, all the other organizations that are accredited to do this. So as a proud veteran of of 2 West Point graduates. My 2 sons are still serving, both paratroopers as well. And their buddies and friends all across the state and all across the nation have been calling and calling to say, thank you, California. Thank you for standing up. As paratroopers, we jump in, and I think we did it this time. And so I'm so proud of the fact that we've honored so many veterans, and we're going to continue to do that. And Governor, I know you're behind us. The Attorney General, Ron Bonta, I know you're going to go ahead and be tough. And this law will be enacted, and it will be protected to serve our veterans. So my colleagues in the Assembly, my colleagues in the Senate, I'd like to thank you publicly for all what you've done. It was a group effort. It took all of us. But again, to the County Veteran Service Officers, they're all over the state of California, to the VFW, AMVETS, AARP, PORAC, SEIU, and the Federation of Labor Unions. Even they jumped in because we can't allow anyone to take advantage of our veterans. So with that, someone who's carrying the ball all the way through California and across this nation to support our veterans, our governor, Governor Newsom. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Mr. Senator. Thank you for your passion. Thank you for your action. Thank you for stewarding this bill. Thank you for your partnership, but also thank you for punctuating the point why we're here with energy and conviction and with your own narrative and story. To the Summit woman, let me express gratitude to you, your dad. I appreciate, I've been writing a little bit lately and got into some of the files, found some letters from home. My grandfather, Arthur Menzies, who spent many, many years after that march, Corregidor, adjacent to the Bataan March, as a prisoner of war, came back a different man. He was always a distant figure in my life, eventually took his own life. That, of course, is an example that is very familiar to many people in the veterans community, many families that have been torn asunder because of similar experiences. And it marks a consciousness, which I appreciate you expressed, in a thread to which you're pulling in terms of your leadership and commitment to this cause. But it's one that I know connects to all of you directly, not just indirectly. And so, again, to all of you, I'm grateful. I'm also grateful because, as was described, this was not an easy process. So I'm grateful to your fortitude. I'm grateful that you didn't fall prey to influence. It wasn't, and it isn't, an exaggeration to say, even this morning, folks were still working to make sure that I didn't go to the left here and sign this bill. Good people, people that I believed in the past had conviction, character, and purpose, but in many cases are influenced by other things. $73 billion reinforces that. You talk about waste, you talk about fraud, you talk about abuse. California is doing something about it. Some people are talking about it, but they're not doing anything about it. We're doing something about it today. And so I'm very proud of all of you. That's leadership right here. The folks that stood strong and fought to make this happen. And I'm proud that it happened in California. Not first. There are a few other states that have marched the beat of a different drum for some time, but now California is joining that ranks with the ranks, as the Admiral said, of Commander, rather the largest, or one of the largest cohorts of veterans anywhere in the United States of America. To the Attorney General, we say this all the time, program passing is not problem solving. So I appreciate highlighting the importance, not only of your being here today, but the importance of your team being there tomorrow and over the course of months and years to make sure we enforce and address the abuses in this space. But I'm grateful to be here in this space with all of you in the spirit that defines this moment. I also want to just acknowledge some broader leadership. This is not the first bill that we have signed to advance the cause of our veterans in the state of California. We've been building some momentum in the last number of years. Madam Secretary, thank you for your leadership, the work you're doing in real time. The voters approved over $1 billion, part of that $6.38 billion package, Proposition 1, to address the issues of veterans and homelessness, the unprecedented supports for behavioral health and mental health that have been advanced by this legislature and are being implemented and applied throughout the state at a regional basis through your work, Madam Secretary. I want to also acknowledge the work of many of the people here today that also advanced that $20,000 threshold, the exemption on income taxes for our veterans. We were an outlier for too many years, and finally, California closed that gap last year. Again, it's all part of the momentum that we're building in this space to do more than just rhetorically say we have the backs of our veterans. So it's good to be back here. It's good to be here with all of you and have the backs of millions of our American heroes that are here and call California home. With that, let's sign this bill.